Hello and welcome to another edition of the Dugout podcast. I'm Andrew,
And I'm Marissa.
and today we have a wonderful episode in store. A lot of hot topics to debate or talk about, I suppose.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with football. Yeah?
Sure.
I think you said you had an announcement to make at the start. So I'm just going to give you floor for a few minutes.
Great.
I don't know what this announcement is, but go ahead.
We are canceling the dugout.
What? You're doing what?
We are canceling the show.
Wait.
There is a clear correlation between us starting this show and Chelsea and Liverpool being crap this season.
Right.
So, in an effort to preserve what is left of the season for our clubs, we can put the dugout on a hiatus. You agree?
No. She's just joking, folks. First and first, this is a collaborative effort. You can't make them start executive decisions by yourself. And number one.
Oh.
Number two, I see no correlation. It's just,
you see no
it's just a coincidence.
Just a coincidence? All
Just a
right.
coincidence.
I don't believe in coincidences.
You could convince me next year if we still doing the show and Liverpool still floundering. You know what I mean? Or I would call
gosh.
Chelsea to be floundering. How many? You're in fifth, right? Or sixth?
Yeah, we ain't get to Chelsea yet. We discuss them in a bit. But yeah, we in fifth.
Right.
Six.
Six. Well, after the last weekend's loss, right?
Yeah.
You've qualified for
Probably
Champions
gonna be
League last 16, I believe. Right. Yeah, FA Cup and the Carling Cup haven't started yet. So
Don't try to make me feel better.
I'm not trying to make you feel better. I'm just saying that all is not lost.
Whatever.
For you to say that we have somehow tainted
We have.
the aspirations of our teams.
We have.
You know?
Neither of our teams ain't talk for it.
So what's Shaka excuse?
Well, Barcelona got their own issues.
just answer the question.
Yeah.
See, so it's not the podcast, man. It's not the podcast.
Whatever.
All right. So since we started there, I think it's only appropriate that we leave with football.
Sure.
So, which say you want to discuss first, or you want to do rock paper scissors?
Sure. Let's do rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. Ready? Right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, that'll tell you. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn it. Yeah, your choice.
I can't believe you did that again. Honestly.
Your choice. Just select which team you want to discuss first. All right.
Liverpool, of course.
Liverpool, of course. All right. So, I don't think that there's anything more to say about Liverpool that hasn't already been said. I came on here from the start and I said that I suspected this year would be potentially a growing pain season. I think I said
did.
that from maybe match day 2 or 3.
I think every episode we talk about Liverpool, you say that. So,
Right.
yeah.
And let me just define growing pain season. Growing pain season means one step forward, about 3 or 4 back. And that's what it's been.
Yeah.
Had a couple wins in Champions League and then come to the Premier
Big
League.
win against City.
A win against City, correct? He come to the Premier League and once again playing City. it is trouble apparently. So to fill in anybody who isn't privy to the results of last weekend, for the second consecutive week, Liverpool have lost against a team in the relegation zone. Relegation threatened team, this time being Leeds, after the disappointing 1-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest prior. Some records were broken, some notable records, as you know. It was Van Dijk's first home loss.
Thank God. I was sick of that record.
It was the
Honestly.
first loss at home since March 2021. A run to be proud of. And yeah, I mean, let's talk about the game more so. It was a very strange game in many respects. I think Liverpool started brightly enough, had a chance. In fairness, Leeds, they also had a chance as well. And then here came the mistake from Joe Gomez, where he passed the ball the wrong side of Alisson. And I hold Gomez more at fault for that because you're taught to pass the ball on the outside of the post as opposed to, directly towards center of the goal. And Alisson stood where, you would expect the pass would have came.
Right.
And then, the lead striker sensed the danger, recognized the mistake, and was able to pounce on it successfully before Van Dijk could react. And then Liverpool got back an equalizer fairly quickly through Mohamed Salah. And they had their chances, and Leeds had their chances as well. And the game was kind of like an open game, like a derby type of thing, like a cup game. fairly end to end. But it never felt as though Liverpool had control. So like for me, even if Liverpool took the lead, I went ahead. I wasn't confident that Liverpool would have seen it out, to be honest.
Okay.
Based on how, they've been playing and based on the feel of the game. A lot of players are out of form and a lot of players are lacking sharpness. And I have been hearing people talk about fatigue and lacking intensity, etc., etc. I know there's some stat that Leeds ran,
a
lot more
Yeah.
than Liverpool did. But you have to put that in context. If Liverpool had more possession, you should expect at least to run more.
At least outrun most sides anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, it's rare that someone will outrun Liverpool. Imagine by that much, our cup team by that much. But I don't think it's down to a lack of intensity. I simply think that was just a freak. I know to call it. Not funny excuses, but I just think that, like, for example, I watched Liverpool play against Napoli and Salah, for example, someone who's so often assured with his touch. The ball just bouncing off of him like a tennis, like a wall, a tennis wall or something. The players are just out of touch, like a batsman, like form, net, and
Now you've seen his team.
Yeah. But worse than them. So and then Liverpool had good chances, Leeds had good chances, and then the winner was poorly defended, in my opinion, because I don't think the ball should have been allowed to get into the box in the first place. Like, there were 2 or 3 men around Bamford on the wing, and nobody made a challenge for Bamford to play the ball across, and then you have a 2v1 versus Virgil. We're obviously at 2v1, Virgil's going to be a little bit unsure, hesitant at, in terms of how the challenge there. And it was a decent finish from the guy, Alisson said he felt as though he should have saved it. And it was
like a snapshot.
It was a snapshot, exactly. So, I mean, but look, the truth is that Liverpool shouldn't have been in that position, to be honest. But that's indicative of their kind of season that they're having, right? And as Klopp said, I think the only way to get over it is that you got to rate it out. You got to play your way back in the form, Well,
I didn't watch the game. I watched highlights.
Right.
I wasn't in the mood.
Right.
For a reason that we'll discuss shortly.
Correct.
Yeah, I wasn't in the mood to watch y'all because I fully expected y'all to win.
Right.
And the last thing you need after your team get trounced is to watch another rival win. So I didn't watch it. But I saw the highlights and stuff. And I think you gotta give the Leeds keeper credit though. He was on form. On another day, he probably would have let him at least 4, 5 of those chances that y'all had. So he had a pretty good game.
Can I interject for a moment?
Sure.
You said give him credit or give him
yes
plaudits.
Yes.
Tell me the saves that you thought were world-class saves or worldies.
They weren't worldies. There was one that was really good, but still you would expect him to make kind of like low down, I think it was.
Right.
But they weren't worldies, but I still felt that he had a really good game. He kept Leeds in the game.
I think it was okay. There's one that he saved. That I felt was a really good save. I think that was the one from Nunes where we won the ball, hit the pitch, and Salah played Nunes through. And Nunes went for the side foot, and he
you mean when
early.
Nunes was one-on-one?
One-on-one. He was out early.
Okay.
That one was a good save. The rest of it was pretty straightforward, standard goalkeeping. Well, so Nunes had a long range shot that was kind of savable, right? It wasn't directly in corner, so he clawed it away. You had the Bobby Firmino header. And then I think the other chances were like poor finishing. They had one where Nunes, and the thing with Nunes is that you can see is that the guy is really, really raw.
Yeah, his decision making isn't great.
He's more instinctive than when he has to think about a chance. That's where he's gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
And they had one where he was true on going first half as well, and the chip was on because the keeper was off in lane, but he wasn't confident enough to take on the chip, and he tried to come back in on the right foot, and the keeper actually knocked the ball with. Yeah. So I mean, it was poor finishing, and honestly, I like Bobby, but I know what to expect from Bobby. Some, in moments of trouble, Bobby's a man that will fluffy chance, right? And the bad thing about it, I was watching the game, I was saying, I did not say that Salah doesn't miss chances too, but I was hoping that one of those chances would fall to Mo, and they never did. It fell to Nunes and it fell to Bobby, and all of them, but the players fluffing, And Leeds were trying their best not to win the game too because Bamford was fluffing too. Bamford had a chance. We first touch let him down. Had some chances that Leeds should have done better with as well. So, but yeah, I get what you're saying. We made some good saves, but I felt as though it was a Liverpool attack that wasn't clear in mind. I'm fully confident. as you would expect, because they haven't been winning games. You know, it's been a struggle. And I hear people talk about loss of intensity and stuff like that. I mean, mentioned it before, but just come back to it. It's a lot of different things. I feel like a lot of players have been injured, and it's not necessarily that these players are starting 11 players week in, week out. All of them that have been injured or have spent some time out, but it has meant that a lot of guys who have been in bad touch, bad form, they've had to play through it.
But even before you had like the major injuries to Jota and Diaz and stuff, when it was still playing bad.
No, but there were other injuries before the major ones with Jota and Diaz. Jota was injured at the start of the season, don't forget.
Okay.
He was.
Right.
Robertson was.
Right.
Henderson was. Keita was. I don't think Keita has kicked the ball since preseason. Ox was. Kanate was. So they've been injuries all through.
Okay.
You know, and club has had to pay some kids in Carvalho and Elliott, and in terms of Elliott, a lot more than he would have probably wanted to. If Jones has been injured, he only recently came back as well. And this year, like I said, I don't think it's time. Like I said, I don't think it's time to give up on the Klopp regime. Like people have been asking about whether or not the team has reached the end of its cycle.
7-year itch.
Yeah, 7-year itch, man. But I feel as though, as I said, I think Klopp. He's the same hindsight, right? But I suspect Klopp expected it. And when I say expected it, maybe not this bad, but I think he expected that. Okay, I don't think Klopp necessarily expected that the team would kick on from last season and, you know, have that stronger season again. I think he expected that this might be a period of adjustment.
Okay.
In the sense that, because you can see what he's trying to do, he's trying to reinvent the side a little bit, but gradually. So rather than waiting till it's all completely gone, he's trying to gradually reinvent it. But he's kind of been plagued and hampered by injuries, and people keep on saying that he has been battling transfer market. I get what people are saying, because I know people are crying out for a midfielder, but like I said, Liverpool's policy, Klopp's policy. Yes, Klopp said that he would have liked to risk a bit more, right? Which tells me at least that maybe they might have been 1 or 2 targets that he felt we could have gone for.
Like sure, many.
Yeah, but I think they meant for him, but I think he meant to Real Madrid. He opted for Real Madrid. I think we weren't meant to match the bid anyways. So I think that what Klopp mean in terms of there were some targets that maybe I identified, but the club maybe thought that, you know, it wasn't right to, or maybe economic situation wasn't right to go for those specific targets. But I feel as though Liverpool's policy has always been, we wait for the right man.
Yeah.
We wait to get the right man. So I don't think Klopp will panic. I certainly won't panic. Like, seriously, I keep on saying. And it's not saying all these guys were bad managers or anything like that. But I've been through Houllier. I've been through Benitez. I was through Dalish's second stint. And I was through Brendan Rodgers. So, like, and Roy Hodgson. Don't forget he. Wow. So,
blasphemy pass.
I know pain. And to be fair to Jurgen Klopp has awakened a sleeping giant almost. Liverpool had not won for 30 years. Liverpool have become relevant because of Jurgen Klopp. And this way, I don't think that Liverpool should panic either. Klopp's reputation is so immense in football that even if Liverpool don't qualify for Champions League by finishing top 4, I still think Klopp will be able to attract a certain caliber player to come and play for him. Me personally, I believe that.
Well, that top 4 question is a question I have about another team that we'll talk about shortly.
Right.
So I ain't join that together when I get there.
Right.
But I ain't gonna say about Liverpool. I started talking about
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
But you were saying something about the game in Leeds. You said give credit to Leeds. You
right. Yeah. I felt like the goalkeeper had a good game. I agree with you for sure. From the highlights package I saw, that chance that I think somebody had played in Bamford.
Yeah.
And he took a really bad touch.
Right.
But if he had taken a bad touch, that could have been 2-1 way earlier. But I still expected y'all to win the game. I have seen Leeds this season at their best versus us, at their worst in other games. And it's not a game I expected Leeds to win. It just was not. And I just think it's like watching Liverpool, you do not know what you're going to get week to week. Like, we were on here last week, and we talked about how they were probably going to beat Ajax. And they had a convincing victory against Ajax.
After the first goal.
After the first goal. Yeah, because Ajax did start really well. The game ended 3-0 or 4-0?
Yeah, 3-0.
3-0. And then you would think after coming off that, you will go at the weekend and you would be like, you know what? Let me finally put our Premier League form right. And then it's just like, So I don't know. One of the points I had is what is ailing Liverpool. I know you talk about injuries and stuff, but even when you guys had that, and again, no, when you guys had that season where people said y'all were the worst champions ever, y'all had a lot of injuries,
Right.
and y'all were in a similar position, I'll say top four, and y'all came back strong in the second half of the season. So I still think there's time for that, but there's just something about it where you like. That game was 1-1 for a while. Salah scored like
in 14th minute.
Right. It's like Liverpool of all you expect to kick on from there.
Yeah, but the like you said, the team is in too many of the key men are in a poor run of form.
Yeah.
So Van Dijk form it hasn't been as bad as he started the season, but it's not his best form. The centre back pairings that he's been playing with, typically Matip and Gomez, both had shaky spells in the games that they've played. Gomez had one good game against City and then come against Leeds last week and do some silly stuff. Inconsistency. Trent has been, up and down. Robertson has been up and down. Thiago's form has been a little bit patchy.
Yeah.
Fabinho has looked off color. Salah has looked off color.
Yeah. Alisson has been your best.
Alisson has been the best player.
Yeah.
And he's had to be.
Yeah. True. True.
And then some of the other guys they said, they ain't ready for the football. We can't be caught yet.
Yeah.
Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, and how he football. He's stagnating. He living off of that FA Cup. I see you, Curtis Jones. He living off of that FA Cup goal from 2018, right? It's been 4 years. Do something else, please. But yeah, we got some guys who I don't think Harvey Elliott or even Fabio Carvalho.
They ain't ready yet.
They ain't ready to come and play weekend because yet. But because of injuries, they've been overplayed. Henderson has been in the away team with injury.
Yeah.
And he seems to be one of those players that has since he's gotten older seems to be getting injury prone now, where it seems that you're gonna have to manage him and his workload.
Yeah.
And then you have the other men that you would expect to come and shoulder some of that burden, ideally, but they have had their injury problems. Also, Chamberlain can't catch a break. And it's not. I expect him to leave on a free next season, but it's not because he's a bad player. He hasn't been good for Liverpool, or played a role. It's just that he's always been injured since.
Yeah.
And when he gets back fit, it's difficult for him to get his team because the team is settled. So he's gonna become the foreground man. Then you got Naby Keita, who has never really justified the transfer fee. And I don't think it's a lack of ability. I think it's a lack of fitness and being able to stay fit. I think there have been games where Naby Keita has shown promise.
Yeah.
I show glimpses of his quality. Anyhow.
You just don't got a good word to say about poor Naby.
That's not true. Now I say a lot of good things about Naby lad. That way Liverpool dressing room is calling. But and then can you tell me what's happened to Arthur Melo? We took him on loan and he disappeared.
He injured.
He injured?
Yeah. You know he injured?
I didn't know he injured. I thought he just
think
playing.
Out for 6 months or something.
Arthur Melo?
Yeah.
What's our injuries that he get?
I ain't sure, but I saw it.
I did not see that. I remember I saw that he was trying really hard to improve his fitness, having not played for a long time. And he's playing it until once.
He picked up an injury in training or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
He out to next year or something.
Well, as a waste.
Yeah.
I did not see that. I honestly did not see that. And that would well. Oh, I definitely did not see that. So my bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Klopp said he'd be out for the long term. Yeah, he got a thigh injury in training.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I definitely did not see that. How long ago that was?
This month? Well, last month, no, because it's November.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely did not see that. I was wondering, if he was just bought to make up numbers because I wasn't seeing him playing. But yeah, okay, well that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So you see whole thing. If you look at it, if Ox don't come back from injury and you got EC back in the Saints, you had Jones back who just came back. Henderson had the issues with Henderson was in the squad today. Milner got injured today against Napoli.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pull it with what looks like a hamstring or a groin.
Oh dear.
So you see whole thing. It just I want to put my mouth on it, but just know you might see Thiago or one go down to. So is that how you see? Well, so
maybe now you believe that it's the Dugout because both of these sides blighted by injury.
It's not the Dugout. Injuries happen, right, especially in this octane football where people trying to congest the fixture list to get games before they World Cup.
Yeah.
So but they said Liverpool fans keep the faith. You never walk alone. That should mean something. I saw a quote that said, if you don't support us when we lose or draw, don't support us when we win. I feel like that's what Liverpool fans should adopt. You know, a lot of people have been slamming Klopp of late, you know, but about 7 year itch or whatever you all want to call it. Baloney.
Have you said?
He'll be back.
I just should be happy that you ain't just break out in song. Thank God.
Fair enough. All right, so let's
thank
go
God
to
for his small mercies.
Can we go to the Mets now?
Sure.
Can we switch our focus to the Mets?
We could go there and leave just as quickly.
Oh Lord. We stayed a well on Liverpool and Leeds, to be fair.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll let you start first since this is your team, and I assume that you were.
So you know what? Let me just give myself another pat on the back. Called it. I just had that feeling that we were not going to get anything from this game.
Right.
Yeah, expected to be 4-1. I mean, you're throwing 2 own goals in there, but Brighton were full value for that 4-1.
Right.
Chelsea were rattled from the first minute. I think Thiago Silva had like 2 goal line clearances like in the first 2 minutes of the game, and that pretty much set the pattern for the game. So I wasn't really surprised. I thought that I'll talk about Potter in a bit, but I thought Brighton were excellent, and for me, you know how I get when my team loses. Like, I want to come on a podcast and cast a show as a job.
Right.
But if I'm being really serious, it's the most mellow I have been during and after a Chelsea loss, because as weird as it may sound, watching Brighton gives me a glimpse as to what Chelsea can be if we give Potter time. I know, right? What a nuanced and mature opinion, right?
Oh my goodness. I did not see that coming, but keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Honestly, because, yeah, you know, who the manager now?
De Zerbi.
Right, De Zerbi. He's only been there a couple of weeks.
Right.
And obviously Chelsea had to be charity FC and give him his first win. Well done. But that's still very much Potter's team.
Right.
Yes, Bissouma isn't there, Cucurella isn't there. But that's still very much Potter's team. And you see the way they play. They had a plan. I thought that Potter, obviously, it was the first time I can really be really critical of some of his decision making. Pulisic and Sterling at wing back worked in midweek against Salzburg because we had a plan for their formation. Right. But you cannot play Pulisic and Sterling at wing back against a Premier League side and against Brighton. I thought that was a mistake because when we switched to a conventional back 4 with Cucurella at left back and Ruben Loftus-Cheek at right back in the second half, we were much better and Brighton had much less chances. So I felt like Potter didn't do the team any favors with his team selection, but some of the guys, most of those guys didn't turn up. But as I said, it gives me a glimpse into what Chelsea can be because it was also one of the first times I watched my team. And, I mean, 4-1 sounds like an implosion. But I also felt Chelsea could have done better in terms of getting back in game. We had a great opportunity at 2-1. I mean, this is why Pulisic is such a frustrating player because he's talented, but good gosh, you got to score that chance. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I didn't.
But Gallagher had a header that the keeper saved, and the ball came back to Pulisic. Basically, open net, you're expecting net to bulge, and the man somehow contrived to put it wide. That would have changed the game at 2-1.
Right.
And we had chances to get back in the game, but Chelsea's problem, not only don't we score, but you can't score if the team ain't creating much.
Right.
So, for me, you know, it was the first loss. I expected it. It had to come sometime. But I'm not having a meltdown or anything. I see a lot of Chelsea fans want to have meltdowns, questioning Potter, questioning where we sat to. Because you know how it is when, you know, you have your first loss. But honestly, I saw some encouraging signs in the second half.
Right.
And as I said, watching Brighton is a good glimpse into what Chelsea can be in the future if they stick to this project that they want to build. So, you know, Brighton were excellent. We were poor. And yeah, it's disappointing because, as I said, after I hear your thoughts on the game, I have a question for you about Chelsea and Liverpool that we need to start addressing. I think about 12 games into the season, it's time. But, you know, it was disappointing. 2 own goals. Good gosh. 2 own goals. It was disappointing, but I'm not disheartened.
Okay, I saw things a bit differently than you did.
Of course you did.
I mean, no,
what
because
a shocker.
a Chelsea fan come and tell me that, you know, Pulisic, well, this person don't like Pulisic.
What you say about Pully?
No, they shouldn't have been in team, and I rate back and yada 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 yada.
Yeah,
yada.
as I said, I wouldn't have started him and Sterling as wing backs. I don't think that was very smart on Potter's part.
Yeah, but this very differ in my opinion of it, because if you look at Sterling's position, general position, Sterling wasn't really playing wing back.
They were high.
They were high.
But that was the problem. Because Brighton, if you look at how Brighton attacked in that first half, everything was mostly going down the wings because they had so much. All you had to do is play the ball over the top. And then you had Chalobah isolated on the right and Cucurella isolated on the left. And that was the problem.
No, that wasn't wrong.
It was the problem.
No.
Even De Zerbi said that was a tactic from them to target those areas specifically.
Yeah, but that wasn't the problem.
But let me hear what you think is the problem.
To me. The problem to me was the fact that what Brighton did was that Brighton was brave, and Brighton decided that they're going to commit to pressing you early.
True, because
so you weren't allowed. They didn't load the play out.
True, so, that's a good point.
You neglected to bring back an additional man to come and help.
Agreed.
The team built the ball with defense.
Agreed.
I feel like the first two goals, the second goal was a corner. The first goal was turnover possession.
Exactly.
And that's because
and that wasn't the first time for the game either. It was a constant theme throughout. Because remember when was it when Thiago Silva cleared the ball? No, there was a chance where Brighton had two that we got in a tangle as well, and Trossard could have scored but didn't. Early on too, before they scored their first goal, so they were pressing us like mad.
Right, because but okay. So when you say so I look at it differently. I agree with the statement of Brighton might be an illustration of what Chelsea can be if Potter gets the time. But we're different in terms of where that image will look like. Mm-hmm. They think about Brighton, at least me. Mm-hmm. When Liverpool are one of the best full strength, one of the best pressing teams in the Premier League.
True.
When we play Brighton, we always have a problem trying to press Brighton because Brighton are so comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
So I think that will come to Chelsea with coaching, where you guys can play out from the back successfully, even against a good pressing team.
Yeah.
Because what Brighton did was that Brighton pressed you relentlessly, and you were unable to play out from the press. Probably because you haven't done it as often as Brighton have. Because when you try to press Brighton, regardless of who's playing, they're very adept at playing out. Brighton hardly ever concede goals by losing the ball in their final third.
It's very true.
So the problem for me was the fact that I think tactically, maybe somebody should have come back and try to help create an extra man or extra passing option, whatever the case to be. I understand why Sterling was high, because basically what you want is that you want Sterling to be out ball, right? His pace, and on the other side Pulisic. The playing Pulisic at right back was a problem for the third goal because Pulisic and Chalobah, the space was too big between them, and Pulisic didn't see the blindside run of the left back, and the ball went in the space, and Chalobah, it was too big a gap for Chalobah to come across and cover. So, I think it was just a tactical victory by Brighton and their manager.
Definitely.
That's
but
really
I still also
was.
think Potter made some tactical errors as well.
Yeah, but remember, like, for example, when you said the second half, they switches to a back four. Right, if you switch to a back four, one, that should negate the threat of the press and also the threat of the counter-attack. We got more defenders in the back now, predominantly. And also, by that point in time, Brighton might be, how many goals were Brighton ahead when you all switch? Right, so Brighton got up for more goals to go into the game there. It's just about managing it.
I also think one of Chelsea's problems is a similar issue we had around this same time last year, which is injuries to key players. Like, you can't catch a break. Reece injured, key player at right wing back. Koulibaly injured, Fofana injured. I see Kovacic and Kepa now pick up injuries, so I don't know how that is going to affect us in midweek and the game on Sunday.
Right.
Not looking forward to that game at all. Who else is injured? Well, we know Kante is out till next year. It's like, when injuries happen to Chelsea, they happen to key players, and then we can't cope. And it is crazy how much how the levels of this side drops when Reece isn't in the team. And you see the effects of that, because really and truly, you can't play Aspi at right back or right wing back. We in, we out. He's 30-something years old. He doesn't offer the same threat going forward. And ideally, we don't want to be playing Cucurella at left centre back, but we're thin there.
Right.
Ideally, you don't want to be playing Thiago Silva every game, but again, thin there. So it's like players picked up injuries at key moments, and again, just like last November, we were flying. Chile got injured, Reese got injured, and it was downhill from there. It's like we can't cope with the injuries. So as much money as people are saying that we're spending, we still have to improve our depth, in my opinion. The backups, to me, but then again, we got decent backups, but the backups get injured too, so that's the problem.
Okay.
So I don't know what's gonna happen. We got like we took a guy from Juventus, and we ain't play yet either.
Right.
Zakaria, he might need to play because right now we are down to what? Jorginho and Loftus-Cheek that could play deep line midfield.
Mm-hmm.
He might go play at some point, and it better be tomorrow because he can't chuck in against that big game on Sunday. But it's like, I don't know. It's just like the team is struggling with injuries, and that's why I'm not going to be hard on Potter.
Right.
Potter comes in, he hasn't had a preseason, and he has to deal with obviously making the team his own and then having to find all of these fixes for the injuries that we have.
Right.
So, like I said, I'm not really having a meltdown. I think a loss was due. I hate when the loss is so heavy. But, I still think Potter is the guy. I still think that the owners will give him time, and they should give him time, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, fair enough.
So my question, got it right down.
Right.
Is top 4 in doubt for Chelsea and Liverpool?
For Liverpool, yes. For Chelsea, I'm not so sure. I mean, thinking about this question.
You think about
For Liverpool, for sure, because Liverpool right now don't seem capable of playing a run together, and every passing week that Liverpool slip up, the gap is getting wider and wider.
8 points adrift now.
Right, so at some point it will, and there's a lot of teams ahead of you. It's not just one. They have
7.
a chance. Yeah. So,
Well, technically 3 if you're looking at top 4. So yeah.
Well, there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
Right. So Liverpool's definitely a doubt. Like you said, should that be the forefront of their concern? No, the forefront of their mind should be getting back into a run of form, right? Finding back some form. Just getting some confidence back with winning games. In terms of Chelsea, should top 4 be in doubt? I wouldn't ordinarily say no, but I think because the strength of the opponents that are vying for that top 4, that will have you worried.
Yeah.
Because you look at Man, you look at Tottenham, you look at Newcastle fishing around.
Yeah.
That's 3 teams they called. Because you expect Arsenal and City will make it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's not going to be easy. So I think that we're only basing the doubt. I think you're basing the doubt question on the fact that the strength of the perceived strength of the other teams.
Yeah.
Involved. I don't think Newcastle will make it. I don't think that their squad is a level to sustain a challenge. But yeah, but
January there.
Fair enough, but I mean, it's not. But I mean, to be fair, I don't think it's ever going to. It's not, to me. It's not easy to find the right players and improve a team in January. Because everybody looking around. Everybody will have their ambitions, their own ambitions. So why would they want to sell to you?
Yeah,
et cetera. It all depends. So, but I think this whole season is about laying a little bit of foundation, a little bit of a launching pad. So,
yeah.
It's about progression for Newcastle, similar to what City did, steady progression. But I don't think the level of their squad is at a level where I think that I can't see them finishing top 4, unless the other teams continue to step up. Tottenham is more of a concern because
United as well.
As much as Tottenham is not playing well so far this season, like you said, Tottenham have shown the ability to eke out some results.
Yeah,
to keep themselves in the picture.
So annoying. How they come back and win that game 3-2?
Right. I forgot about that.
Sickening here.
And then United. United are putting results together. Regardless of what you think about your team.
Yeah, steadily improving on the Ten Hag.
Right. So that's the other concern. So but I think if you were a United fan or a Newcastle fan or whoever else, Tottenham fan, you have the same concerns too about the other teams around. So I think it's the same thing for everybody.
For me, I just think we got two more Prem games left until the World Cup. I just think for Chelsea, it's just about getting through these next 2 games with as little damage as possible and just reset again after the World Cup. Most of the players should be back by then. Potter would have had time to bed in and settle in. I think I saw a point which was a very valid one again about how there's been hardly any time on training ground because we've been playing midweek every week since he came in as well. Exactly. So I understand the challenges he's faced. So like I said, I'm not having a full meltdown yet. So we'll see. But I do think top 4 is in doubt. And I won't be surprised if we miss out, to be honest.
Fair enough. Well, we'll see.
We will.
We'll see. Happy days, innit?
Frustrating days is what it is. So let's touch a bit on some Champions League action. Most of the round of 16 teams have been confirmed.
Right.
With 3 noticeable absentees. Well, I would say 2 noticeable absentees.
Yeah, where's my bro? They may say 3.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah. So we see that there's only one Spanish side that is in that round of 16, which is Real Madrid.
Right.
Sevilla is out, Atletico is out, and Barcelona are out.
Right.
So Sevilla is struggling in La Liga. So they're struggling this season.
Because they started their manager, right?
Lopetegui?
Yeah, they started.
Okay, yeah. And they had a tough group. City and Dortmund, nothing to sneeze at there.
Right. That's
so, I think they'll be in the Europa League, but
okay.
Yeah. But they're currently in relegation zone in La Liga, so that is also a concern for them. But I think Atleti and Barcelona are the shots, especially Atletico. Like, you expect Atleti to qualify from that group, don't you?
Porto,
Club Brugge.
and Club Brugge in the group too.
Or was it Porto?
I know. We table it after this, but I think Club Brugge was close. It was if not first, second.
I can't remember.
Going into this round of fixtures.
But I think Porto won today. Porto beat Atleti today.
And who the other team was?
I can't remember for the life of me. But the interesting thing is that Atleti started with a win.
Right, I remember.
And then it just went downhill from there, and they finished bottom of the group. So they're out of Europe completely. I mean, that's a bit of a surprise, is it not?
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose. Yeah, it definitely is a surprise, but I don't know how to react to it. I don't know if it's like a it's a surprise, but I don't know the level. I don't know how to phrase it as in terms of the level of surprise.
Okay, fair enough.
Because
I still think
go ahead. Okay, I think we base our expectation for Atletico based on what they've done with Simeone for the last 7 or 8 seasons, right? But if you think about it, since the La Liga win, but since the for at least 3 or 4 years now in Europe, they haven't been that great.
True, but you still expect to get this group though.
Yeah, you expect to get a group, but I mean, as in like, I think something about the transfer policy where when they try to go more attacking, put more attacking emphasis in the team, something about that, I guess they didn't get the blend right. And since then, I've never felt as though they've found back their niche, so to speak. So that is me on the outside looking in, though.
Yeah. And then Barcelona.
Yeah, Barca.
It was a tough group. Inter, Bayern.
My commiserations to shot,
Yeah. Poor thing. Yeah. But I think the concern with Barca is, even though it's a challenging group,
right,
with the signings that they made this summer, you still expected them to do better.
Because it was a difficult group. No, sir, it was a difficult group. But I remember when the draw was made, the team that people expected to drop out was Inter.
Exactly.
Because they usually the signings that Barcelona made, and because it's Barcelona, you expected that they would qualify.
So what went wrong?
What went wrong? I think they lost it. They lost it in those 2 games against Inter. Because if you think back about it, I think their first game would have been a victory. Yeah, I think they won their first game.
Was it their first game against Bayern?
Was it? But I think so. Yeah, they lost the first game.
Yeah.
Then they won't beat somebody. Right, they lost the first game. Then they won the second game. Right, and then when they met the Inter away, they lost.
Right.
And then they came home. I drew, and that's really.
I think the away loss was first.
Yeah, right. The third. Right. The away loss was the third game. Because remember, the game was back-to-back fixtures.
Right, so the draw wasn't the second fixture?
I can't remember, man. I can't remember no more. Anyway,
but yeah.
I'm confusing myself.
But I think but
the draw was second fixture for sure. So they lost to Inter at some point.
Yeah, but I think they lost before they drew. In fact, let me check. So
you check.
Have this argument. But the signings that they made, I have to say, it's a bit surprising. No,
a bit. It's very surprising. They signed Lewandowski. They signed Koundé. They signed Rafinha.
Signed Marcos Alonso to play at centre back.
They re-signed Ousmane Dembele.
Signed Christensen.
Signed Christensen on a free. They signed Kessie. So they signed a lot of good players.
Renew Dembele.
Yeah, I mentioned that before. Yeah.
Signed Rafinha.
Yeah.
Oh, you said all those? Sorry, I was looking for the thing.
They made a lot of good signings, you know. So and I think they have some good players already in place as well. De Jong, Pedri, Gavi.
Yeah.
Go through this. So
okay, so they won their first game against Victoria Pleasant.
right.
Then they lost to Bern. Lost to Inter away.
Right.
And then drew to Inter.
Right. The two in the games, back-to-back games.
Right.
Right. So I think the lost to Inter away. And they not be able to beat them at home is really put them in danger.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, forgot to mention last week, their goose was cooked before they even kick a ball.
It's true.
Because Champions League is head to head. So then, being that fact, Inter have beaten the Victoria Pleasant team, because Inter was not going to mess out. You know, the result against Bayern became academic. So really, they needed to beat Inter at the Camp Nou to really have a chance.
Yeah.
You know?
But the thing is, they're doing okay in La Liga. I think they're only 1 point behind Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So maybe Xavi getting exposed in Europe. Or maybe the squad isn't that good.
No, I don't think it's that.
Okay.
I think, this is one thing that we haven't done, or that you haven't done rather. There's one thing that you didn't mention.
What?
The quality of Inter. I think Inter is actually a decent team.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
so I think that's all it was. Inter was not a simple. So for example, we basically thought Barca should get the group based on the signings that they made, but we didn't consider the fact about what was the quality of Inter. Now, yes, Inter would have failed in Champions League last season as well, when they didn't qualify either. But when you look at the quality of Inter, how they're playing this season compared to last, Inter was not the same, expected pushover, walkover that they were last year.
That's true, but I still expected Barca to beat them though.
Yeah, well.
But football is played on a day.
Played on a day, right? And
Not
Barca
on
could easily
paper.
go and win Europa League and add a trophy.
Well, Arsenal, they run their own.
You're trying to be dangerous anyway. Again, I thought you.
So yeah, Real Madrid has to carry the flag high for the Spain for La Liga. Sorry. Which I think they'll do. I think Real Madrid will go deep again. I know you don't want to hear that, but they will. I really believe they will.
I have nothing to say. I'm making no predictions. You want to sign me to tell you I'm making no predictions.
We should though.
On Champions League.
Yeah, we should at least when
In
it
terms-
gets
in
to
terms-
last
in terms-
eight.
Well, I mean, no, we should. But okay, let's do some early rounds. Who are your favorites? Because looking at who
But
left
we
in competition.
can't do that yet until we see the draw.
Ain't lost the draw. I know who favorites is already.
City, Bayern, and Real.
Yeah.
I would
Straight off the
agree.
bat, City has an incredible opportunity. To
I
be
agree.
honest, they do.
And I feel they can get a lucky draw this year again.
I mean, they won the group, so they deserve a lucky draw.
I win my group.
They can't play me, but they deserve lucky draw to get that one. We know Real defending champions should be respected, and they deserve that respect.
Yes.
And then Bayern, Bayern is the outside, the third favorite, or the way we call it outside bet.
Yeah.
You understand?
I think those are the early
Although
favorites for.
I'm not necessarily convinced about Bayern entirely. Not because the team lack anything, but I mean, I don't know. I just like, for me, I think like maybe in a one-off game, yeah, but I feel like over two legs up onto the final. I think if Bayern was to pull like a Real Madrid or a City, I would fancy
The
Real
other
with
team.
their
Okay. Fair.
no sort of because it'd be I would fancy City over two games. But Bayern's still a threat,
Yeah.
And then if a certain team on Merseyside hit low firm, get a bit of luck, do a Chelsea, because every year Chelsea Champions League is true luck. Do a Chelsea and find a
I
rich being a
rebuke
luck.
that in
You
the
can-
name
listen,
of Jesus.
You can rebuke it
You
as much as you want.
can call 2012 luck.
2020 was luck too.
20. How was 2020 luck?
Look, because Tuchel can take up a team, go there, and raise them from the depths of them from.
I still waiting for the luck. I still waiting to hear about the luck.
It's like that new manager bounce carry all the way to the final, and then Pep can't jump in the final. Whoa,
So yet
whoa.
that new management boats did not seem to help us in Premier League at all.
Well, I mean, So they got teams that win champions. I won the Champions League year and I finished fifth
I will
in
not
Premier League.
call 2020 luck.
You don't go call it luck. I call it for you. See, the thing with me, right, is
You
that
might
I
always
say
gotta be a
things.
hater here.
I say things that you won't say. You know what I'm saying?
You might always gotta be a hater.
We established that you didn't sit on the
The only
fence.
team that we didn't outplay was probably City. But even in that game, we had good chances to even win by more goals. So I wouldn't even say that we were lucky to win. I don't talk to you here.
It should. But it was lucky to win, all right?
I don't talk to you.
I would like, listen, I would
You
like
just
to, I
love
would
to
like to
hate.
do.
You
Love to
just
hit.
love to hate.
I love to hit. I would love. I'm sure. I would love to, get a little lucky. I love lucky Selwyn.
You did when you drew Spurs of all team in the final.
Spurs got bite to get it. Oh man, drew Spurs. First and first.
You know what
in the
I
final,
mean.
you don't draw the body. You don't draw the body.
You know what I mean.
Everybody
too.
beat people to get there.
You know what I mean too.
Everybody beat people to get there.
You lucked out by getting to play Spurs in that final. Everybody knows that.
I mean, but wait. So if I play that, so that's okay. Better team maybe, but possibly.
Way better team.
But they didn't qualify. They didn't beat Spurs. Spurs were there.
Because Spurs get lucky.
Same as Chelsea. Spurs do what you can't ask.
Mine is comparing Spurs to Chelsea.
No, I'm not. I'm not comparing Spurs because I'm not comparing Spurs to Chelsea. I am simply saying that Spurs did it. Spurs got a bit of luck.
You know what?
But to me, any tournament need a bit of luck, don't you?
Of course you do, but I would not have. I can understand you calling 2012 lucky. 2012 was the luckiest Champions League win I have seen since I've started watching football.
Right.
But I will not have you saying that about 2020.
I know we best, but I had a lucky minute. I had a lucky minute with 5-2. I had a lucky minute with 5-2. Yeah. But all I'm saying, right? I'm
ready for cricket.
Before you get at cricket, all I'm saying, I'll leave it as that. 2012 was lucky. 2020, sorry, was lucky, but just not as lucky as 2012. But it was still lucky. Come on, man.
I still wait for you. And tell me how it was lucky yet,
I think it was lucky
because Tuchel get a team and made it better.
Wait. Who you played in the Real Madrid final? You played Real Madrid. Sorry, Real Madrid. Atleti, I couldn't play about the firm after the winter break. That was true. The firm had severely did. Who else he play? Who else he beat?
I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we played Porto, then Atleti, then Real.
Oh, lovely. What a run to the final. Anyway, you can't decide who you beat. But I mean, okay, that year you would have called Chelsea the best team in Europe.
Of course not.
But good, how's your boy? Lucky day. Good.
But how many Champions League winners can you say were the best team in Europe at the time, though?
Yeah, a lot. I think most of the years Barca were the best.
Yeah, but in recent years, they would say the last 5-6 years.
Probably last 5 winners.
Real
most seasons they were. I would say that they were, if not the best, maybe second. I don't think they ever won a Champions League.
When they won the CL last year,
right?
Would you say they were the best team in Europe?
Apart from last year, but they weren't. They might not have been the. That's close. But honestly, they deserve to win the game though. But they might not have been.
Yes, they deserve to win the game.
They might not have been man for man the best team in Europe that year.
Good.
But they were definitely top 2 or top 3.
So you wouldn't.
They were definitely top 3.
Okay.
Because if I go on last year and say, well, which I wouldn't, but if I go on last year and say, well, Liverpool and City were better teams than Real, I would still say Real were top 3.
And who won the CL before Chelsea? Was it
Bayern? I think it was Bayern. And Bayern was the best team in Europe they won.
Okay, fair. Mm-hmm. And who went before Bayern?
Pool. I think it was Pool. Was it? Yeah. And we were, if not best, probably second in Europe that year. So anyway, we could go to cricket now. Because most years, except for the odd year, except for years that Chelsea won, everybody was, I would say, could be the best team in Europe.
Why do you hate my team so much?
I do not hate Chelsea. I'm just being honest. But you don't be honest with yourself. You just said 2012 was a lucky year.
I agree, but I do not think 2020 was lucky.
So you think you were amongst the best team in Europe in 2020?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
So in the Champions League.
Cricket. T20 World Cup. We had England versus New Zealand this morning. You back in the rest and watch again?
Kinda, but not by choice. I just wake up and I realized it was like 3:30. I was like, may as well turn it on. So I was kind of in and out to sleep and it was on.
Okay, I watched a bit, left, and then I came back and watched the rest. Both, yeah.
Went to gym?
Yeah.
What did you do today in gym?
Back.
Yeah, I could tell the ladies didn't get to work today.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You can't get now. But at least I can't enough to show off, to buy show off mine. You go every day, weekend, you go a long pants swap.
Because here's AC.
You can't show the progress. Here's AC, but hey, boy, I ain't cool. I'll fire right now.
So I cannot wear short pants and AC will freeze.
Mm-hmm.
I wear long pants to be comfortable.
Even when you wear short pants, those things.
Wow.
Except for them genetic calves, nothing else. Nothing else.
Wow.
Anyhow, you took it there. So let me stay with the cricket. So as you were saying, you had England versus New Zealand this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Your takeaway from the game?
Unfortunately, I have to say England were excellent.
I agree.
I thought that they really got off to a flyer. New Zealand weren't as potent in the early overs as they have been throughout the tournament. But they played a really good innings. And every time I watch certain players play, it's like, why can't West Indies learn from this? Like, he didn't start off brilliantly.
Yeah, he's bad. Start slow.
Exactly, but he grew into his innings and finished with 70-something or 40-something balls. So I thought 180 was a good score. It could have been more, but New Zealand pulled it back in the death, I found.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I felt like Bull and Southey, once you negate that threat, England were then able to not only target them, but target other bowlers. So 180 was always going to be a challenging score. But New Zealand, for me, lost that game with Kane Williamson's innings. The reason I say that is I felt like they left themselves way too much to do in the back end. And you saw when Kane got out, everybody that came after Kane had to go from ball one.
But the thing, so we talked about it when we played New Zealand at some point in the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. But remember I said to you, because the really truly difference is that England didn't lose early wickets, whereas New Zealand did.
Yes.
So I said when you lose early wickets, it kind of sets you back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, invariably, if Kane Williamson doesn't take it on, then your rest got to come and go, from the start.
But for me, I don't mind him rebuilding with Phillips.
Right.
But 20 off of 20 is one thing. 40 off of 40 is totally different.
Right.
Like for me, after that 10th over, he was 20-something off 20-something. He could have then started to go. I get him trying to feed Phillips, who's in very good form. But then Phillips basically played a lone hand because it was only him going after bowling. Right. By the time Kane got out, Jimmy Nisha had to come in and go from ball one.
Yeah, because
then Mitchell and...
but you don't forget, I think Kane got him when he was ready to go and start going.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have been ready at 40 balls.
Man, listen.
You can't, I just felt it was, to me, when you look at England's bowling, Mark Wood bowling with some serious heat. Sam Curran bowling very, very smartly with his slower balls, his variations. So I know about Sam Curran. I remember when he first came on the scene and I saw people getting out to his bouncer. I was like, why are you getting out to a 120 kilometer an hour bouncer? But I don't know if it's a surprise factor. I don't know if he bowls it with a little bit more pace. But that guy has some serious skill. So you got him at the death. You got Wood at the death. You got Watts at the death. You can't leave yourself too much to do at the death against those bowlers.
But here's the thing. I understand what you mean you can't leave yourself too much to do. But I keep on saying the fact you lose early wicket. So like for example, the moments that you're saying that he should have gone from then. So let's say when he said to go, you're basically saying he should have gone maybe 10, 15 deliveries earlier.
Yes. Because look at how much runs New Zealand lost by. New Zealand went into that last over needed 26. That's not, I don't want to say that's not bad because obviously you back the bowling team in that instance.
Right.
But if you had Kane Williamson maybe going earlier or maybe getting out earlier, giving another man time to come in and settle, that 26 of the last over could have been 15, could have been 12 if you had another man coming in and able to support Phillips properly.
But the thing is, right, I can't really, I don't know. That's a funny thing for me because I don't ever feel as though a guy should get out earlier to somebody. I get what you're saying, but I mean, generally T20 cricket you don't got time to settle anyways. Apart from the first, maybe 2 or 3.
True, but at least you still got like 2, 3, 4 balls. Them men couldn't do that. They had to start going from ball one. Yeah,
but I seen him in T20 cricket. You back yourself, if you have to go from ball one to get that normally.
Fair enough. And like I said, I tweeted as well, you gotta give credit where credit is due. England's death bowling was excellent because when Phillips started to go, even when Kane got out, I think the run rate was only about just under 12, which is manageable.
Right.
But then England bowled 3 excellent overs and all of a sudden the run rate was 16.
Because when New Zealand started, when New Zealand started to go, to me I didn't feel, okay, I get what you're saying that they definitely left itself too much to do in terms of, in the end, because guys had a good memory start, but I felt like had one of those guys fired or had people not get out, I feel like that was doable because it wasn't like
it was
like a massive for example, those 3 overs they just spoke about, that was if that had went in New Zealand favor.
Yeah, it would
England
have been
would
a
have felt the
different
pressure.
game. Yeah, but England bowled really well in death. Really, really, really well.
And they feel well too.
Yeah, they did very, very well. So I think for me, looking at that group, I think that Australia will be gone. I think that I still have a sneaky suspicion that Sri Lanka can do something against England, but England seem to have been awoken by their shot loss to Ireland, and I don't think that they want to step up again.
That wasn't like that were Lewis.
Yeah, but Ireland pretty much outplayed them for the whole game.
Okay.
So I would say Ireland pretty much outplayed them.
Fair enough.
The pitch was, from what I heard, the pitch was still offering enough assistance that even if they had gone the full distance, you would still kind of bat Ireland to maybe pick up a couple more wickets and close out the game. So I don't want to chalk it down to Dartworth Lewis. Because actually I heard that the England bowlers were saying that they felt they bowled poorly. That Ireland, even though they came out really well in the back half, that Ireland's start enabled them to get a decent score on the board.
Right.
So, yeah. So I think that really shot them and kind of waked them up, and they really put in a really good performance. And I think they'll probably want to do the same against Sri Lanka. And because Australia's net run rate is so bad, I think that they'll probably not make it to semi-finals. But kudos to England.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I always expected England to qualify for the group anyways, to be honest. I mean, like, it'd be nice if it didn't, in a way. But at the same time, England's find a way to get out of the group. You know, this generation England players, or England team, find a way to at least get these semi-finals.
Yeah.
They do. When's the last time England actually exited the tournament early? 2012?
2015, when they did their reset in the World Cup.
Right.
50 over World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those were
I
the
thought it was
good
2020.
times.
I remember 2012. They didn't do that in 2012 either.
Oh.
Or maybe
I
2016.
can't remember that far back.
Yeah, fair enough. But generally, England of late, last 3 to 4 years, do well in limited overs cricket.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but we always knew that a big boy would mess up. England, Australia, or New Zealand, all 3 can't go through.
Yeah, I think Australia will be gone.
Yeah, that first loss in New Zealand.
Yeah, was.
That very.
And I think Ian Bishop tweeted something for me that sums it up. He said, "Look, after your net run rate early, that loss," and Aaron Finch said it after that loss, and it's surprising because you think it's only one loss, but he said it was always going to be difficult for them to defend their title having lost that badly. They lost badly.
I remember.
And the dent that put in their net run rate, they were always going to rely on favors. So, and then when it washed out too against England, so I think Australia will miss out. I think New Zealand will top the group though, because they should beat Ireland and they will be ahead of England on net run rate.
Right.
So I think the semi-finals will be interesting, especially because we have South Africa doing so well. Had a really impressive victory against India. You watched all the game?
I watched most of it. Yes.
Okay. We thought.
I was impressed by South Africa's bowling. Really.
Did they
really
not
was.
tell you to be impressed by South
Yeah,
Africa?
you said their quickies were quite good. Are quite good. In Judy Rabada.
Narkia. He's quick.
And there's another one too.
Parnell.
Right. Yeah. Ben Parnell. Okay, forget Ray Parnell. He's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was really impressed with the bowling. They really put India under pressure and didn't allow India to really get a foothold in the game. And then the chase was a little bit uncomfortable because India bowled well as well.
Excellently
but I think
well.
The platform was set by South Africa's good bowling
Bowlers.
performance. So they were always able to manage the target. They never allowed it to get to the stage where you felt as though there was a point where it was the teetering.
Like after 10 overs, they were only like 40. And that's my thing. And that's what was so impressive to me about the victory. I hate to bring everything back to West Indies, but I like to use West Indies as a point of reference. South Africa struggled in that first 10 overs because India's bowling was on point. But what did they do? They had a drink spirit, they reset, and then they came and they had a plan to go after certain bowlers.
Right.
And it shows the value of sticking through tough periods.
Might have to Ashwin.
Exactly. When you have tough periods in games, just write it out. Write it out and say, okay. For instance, the left arm quick from India was bowling really well.
Yeah.
Don't go after him, but target the spinner. The spinners in that game, they weren't having much of a foothold because it was a pacer's paradise.
Yeah.
Go after Ashwin, after the rain break, and that's what they did. And I just hope that sometimes West Indies cricketers at all ages are watching these games and understanding that you don't always have to hit yourself out of trouble immediately. Assess the conditions. I thought David Miller's innings was excellent. Assess the conditions. Even if you go out and run a ball, you can kick on because you know once you in, you can then kick on. I thought the victory was really impressive. South Africa's quick attack, again, really, 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 really good. I had them, Australia and Pakistan, as probably having the best pace attack.
Right.
England are going to have to be up there now because I think Sam Curran's bowling, as I said, he's having a really good tournament, but South Africa's attack made it hard for India. It's only because of Sky's innings that they got, because Sky is in some form this year. It's only because of that innings that India got to a total. But when you look at, I think Sky made 68 and the rest of India batsmen made about 60-something between them too.
Right.
So I think that South Africa is showing me why I call them as one of the dark horses for the tournament. So I think, judging how, depending on how things go, if South Africa beat Pakistan, they will top the group. I don't know if they will beat Pakistan though, but I can't wait to watch that game because those are two awesome bowling attacks. But I think I can't wait to see how the group shapes up because the semi-finals are going to be tasty.
So we are expecting South Africa and India to come up with the other group?
Yeah, for sure. Because Pakistan, who we get to shortly, they're basically out. So South Africa and India should qualify. Is just in what order? In my opinion, but then again, the only way England could play India is if India top the group. I don't think India will top the group if South Africa beat Pakistan.
Right.
But I don't want South Africa to play England. Although they have beaten England recently in the 2020 series in England. I want India to play England. And I want South Africa to play New Zealand. But then a part of me wants a South Africa-New Zealand final because then whoever wins, I'll be happy.
Right.
So, I guess
I would only be happy if New Zealand win because that's my first choice as favorite.
I guess, but I would be happy because I somewhat very dumbly, if that's a word, calls South Africa as a dark horse, and we know South Africa and their tournament woes.
Exactly. That thing,
so that's why
I feel like South Africa, they can win, but at the same time, I feel like they have a bad game in them. So we'll see.
Maybe the bad game might come against Pakistan. Never know. So
them bad games is coming to matter most.
I hope not, though.
Judging by their history.
I hope not. But that was a very good game. Very, very enthralling watch.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And then Pakistan got dumped out because of their stuff up against Zimbabwe, which was
very unexpected. Because I watched the game and I watched Zimbabwe batting and I saw Pakistan bowl and it was like, okay, I think Zimbabwe made 100 and a little bit, right?
Yeah.
130. 130, right? 100 and some change.
Yeah, should have been chased, not easily.
Yeah. And when I asked you, because it worked, so when I asked you, like, oh, how the game finished, you was like, oh, Zimbabwe, Pakistan. I was like, huh?
Again, credit is due. Zimbabwe bowled well, but it goes back to something I said when we were previewing the World Cup. Pakistan has a good team, but they're too reliant on their openers. If you get their openers cheaply, which India have and which Zimbabwe have, they will struggle. It's just a fact. And I think, but even though Zimbabwe got the openers cheaply, I think there was a period where they were still like 90-something for 3.
Right.
Needed like 40-something of like 30 enough balls.
Right.
But then Zimbabwe just bowled and fielded so well. I was happy for them. Just go back proving our point that these teams are not as lower down on the West Indies as people think they are. But Pakistan has to be disappointed because I think at the beginning of the tournament, many people would have fancied Pakistan because of their bowling attack. So, but I've enjoyed the World Cup. It has been open. Yep. Which is what I really wanted. It has been a very good tournament.
I expect it to be open because I feel like 2020 cricket, you will get an open tournament. It's not, the shorter the format, the more open it will be.
But the reason I say that is because you're not really seeing the so-called minnows just getting whipped.
Yeah, fair enough.
Even Ireland was like 25 for 5 against Australia, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
And they still managed to get up to like 140.
Yeah, I watched that game.
Yeah, so, and that was also huge because if they had gone bowled cheaply, Australia probably net run rate would have been way better.
Yeah, because I remember that.
Yeah, so I think the minnows, or however you want to call them, are showing that they can compete at this level in T20. And I think that has made the World Cup a very interesting watch.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So anything else to say about those games? We should have actually done Premier League predictions after we talk about football,
It's true. So we have to go back to that now.
Yeah. But anything else to say
actually,
about
we don't
the
have to do
World Cup?
Premier League predictions this week.
No, we have to.
No, I don't have to.
We should.
Well,
But anything else to say about
cricket?
the World Cup?
Not really. I mean, like you said, it's been entertaining for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed it. I've actually enjoyed it, and like, I thought cricket was, done for me.
You're welcome.
I would never.
You're
Love
welcome.
it
I ain't hear
again.
my thank you yet, but you're welcome. I brought you out of cricket retirement.
You see, the problem is, right? Is that you don't allow people to get it out.
You weren't going to say it.
You don't know what I was gonna say.
I know you well enough to know you would never say that on air.
I would.
All right, go ahead.
I don't want to say no because you kind of like ruin it for me.
Right,
But
right.
but I'll be a bigger person here.
Mm.
Thank you, Marissa, for initiating my, return to the cricket arena and viewership of cricket. It's been fun. It's been fun. It's been really fun. I honestly did stop watching cricket for a long, long time because West Indies
Yeah.
were trash.
But I think, but the thing is, that's why, for me, I'm not just a West Indian fan, I'm a cricket fan.
You got a choice. You just gotta be a West Indian fan.
Exactly.
That's pin.
Exactly. So that's why I still find a lot of people say, man, West Indies, and you feel so bad. Not me. I actually just enjoy the cricket because I'm a cricket fan first. So for me, that's why I watch all types of cricket. Because you can't just depend on West Indies for your enjoyment for cricket. You never watch it.
Correct. You'll always be cussing.
It's
I
true.
was got something to talk about, but
I always got a doctor for high blood pressure pills.
I agree.
So, Premier League predictions.
I'll let you kick it off as per usual.
Oh gosh, this weekend is going to be fun.
I don't know about that.
So, oh gosh, these clocks go by. I always hate when the clocks go by.
Yeah.
So, Saturday 11, City versus Fulham.
That's a 3-0 home, man. Sound late. Maybe 4.
I go with 3. Oh gosh, Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning. Chelsea at home to Arsenal.
At 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yep.
You sure?
I'm looking at anything right now.
Yeah, okay. Chelsea at 8 o'clock in the morning? Sure, boy. Okay. When the early o'clock? Chelsea at home to Arsenal. Honestly, right? Oh, whoa. Who you going for, Marissa?
I asked you first.
Ladies first.
I asked you first. Don't make me pair rock, paper, scissors again.
Probably we should. I honestly don't want to do this.
All right. You're so predictable here. You are so predictable. It is crazy.
Oh my goodness. No, okay. I am gonna say that Chelsea. You won today, or you playing tomorrow?
We play tomorrow.
Who playing tomorrow?
Zagreb, I think.
Zagreb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna predict a 2-0 Chelsea win. Against Arsenal. You can time me later. No, I believe that y'all bounce back.
Woo! Can I ask the reason for your confidence?
I just got faith in Potter. Because I just think that you guys will approach the game with something to prove. After manner of the loss against Brighton. So you only negating factor is the fact y'all got, like you say, y'all have a lot of injuries. I guess. But I feel like your big players will stand up. I feel like Sterling and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Look at that far. I feel like Havertz. I feel like your big players will have a big game.
You almost convinced me there.
Right. So if y'all win, what you tell me?
I tell you, well done, Andrew, for finally getting predictions surrounding Arsenal correct.
I predict that against that Arsenal. That correct, about Arsenal.
A big game.
All right, so let me see. So I predicted that you will win 2-0, right?
Yeah. Sure. You got time to take it back.
The game play at Stamford Bridge, right? 2-0.
No. Arsenal has been coming there and panning me for the last couple seasons.
2-0.
All right. I predict that Arsenal will win this 3-1.
No confidence in your side?
None whatsoever. Listen to me. It's not only about the injuries. It's about the fact that the last couple of seasons Arsenal have come to the bridge have been utter disasters. and I'm fully expecting another one.
I feel your big players stand up. Even if I feel like your big players stand up, I mean at the front of the back, I feel like Thiago and them will definitely have better games than they did last weekend.
Great.
I feel your big players stand up.
So glad you're confident. 3-1 to
You
Arsenal.
got big players, me? You
I know
that,
we
right?
have big players,
Right.
but I just don't think, and I know Potter is going to rest a lot on tomorrow for sure, because I mean we already qualified top league and everything, but I don't think we can win that game. I think Arsenal will win either 2-1 or 3-1. That's my honest opinion. I cannot believe, like, this is what Chelsea has brought me to. Got me calling an Arsenal win against my own side.
I feel like I just got a funny
man.
feeling that Chelsea will win.
Great. Pass that funny feeling over here too.
All right, sure, no problem.
Man United away to Villa. Emery's first game.
1-1.
2-1 Villa.
Oh, what told me? Wait.
I just have a funny feeling.
A funny
I think
feeling about what?
last season, let me say last season. Last week we saw the real Aston Villa.
Uh-huh.
I think under a new manager as well. I think that they will win 2-1.
Okay.
Those players are going to want to rate some rounds at home.
Interesting.
The last game of the weekend. A certain Tottenham Hotspur at home to Liverpool.
This is on Sunday as well?
Yeah, 12:30.
Tottenham 2-1. Tottenham 2-1, okay?
Why do you think Spurs are going to win this game?
Because Liverpool playing badly. Liverpool are being horrible.
And so are Spurs.
Spurs ain't as bad as
Spurs
me.
getting results, but Spurs are playing just as badly.
The game results is very important. Listen, Liverpool have been playing bad. Did you see Liverpool? I know Liverpool won apparently 2-0 against Napoli, but did you see the game? Liverpool were shocking.
I was in between that and the Spurs game.
So yeah,
And Liverpool weren't that shocking today.
Liverpool were badly, man. Liverpool were bad. Liverpool didn't play football. Anyway, I believe that Tottenham will win the game. I believe that Tottenham will win 2-1, like I said. But
You see where we got to cancel the show, though?
I will happily be wrong.
You see where we got to cancel the show? I am literally over here predicting that Arsenal will come in my backyard and beat me 2 or 3-1. And you predicting that Spurs can beat
You
you.
did that purpose, no? That was the mispronunciation.
Can beat you 2-1. Like, this is what this show is doing to us.
No, you have to be realistic.
I agree.
I think that Spurs.
I
And then
agree
if I think about even when I was playing good last year, and Spurs, against Conte, both games were really, really tight and got a point.
Yeah,
from
but Spurs last season under Conte are different than Conte this season, though.
I know. I just feel. I just can't back Liverpool. Honestly, based on the performance against Leeds, even the performance, yes, they beat Napoli, but like I said, they were lucky in the sense that Napoli got ruled out.
Yeah, true.
And then the set piece. I don't know how the Nunes goal scored, but I know the Salah goal was a set piece. And he then embers the game, so to speak. But Napoli were the better team and the more vibrant team for large portions of the game.
You ready for my prediction?
Oh yeah, you didn't give it yet. Right, go ahead.
What do you think I can say?
I don't know what you're gonna say. I'm not.
I mean, you having all these funny feelings over there, so I want to see if you could. I want to see if you could read my mind, how I could read your mind. Or rock,
If you don't go with 2-2 draw or something.
No, I think Liverpool win 2-1.
Well, thank you. Bless your heart.
I really believe that.
So hopefully, are you right? Are you right? But where is it?
You know what?
And both of us will be happy.
This is what friendship is about, supporting each other when the other person can't support themselves. It's amazing,
I feel Hurricane and stick a micro. Son though.
Nah, I think Liverpool can win this 2-1.
No, sir.
I really do.
And they come. They play some Southampton next week. They come and lost Southampton. Typical Liverpool fashion.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That type of season.
Yeah. So, Andrew's predicting the Chelsea win. I'm predicting the Liverpool win. Let's see who's right next week.
Both we wrong.
Oh.
Anyway, it happens.
Gosh, if we both end up wrong, we can be on here cussing Liverpool and Chelsea again.
No, because honestly, we're tired talking about Liverpool though.
And they're tired talking about Chelsea too.
I know the reason is because we're talking about them for the wrong reasons. Like, if Liverpool winning, I might be more inclined.
It's true,
to have a conversation.
It's true.
But
It's true. Well, we see what happens next week then.
Yep, definitely will. So, hi, over to you for the honors.
You sure? Because you always want your last word.
I'm very sure.
You sure?
Have it. Yeah,
Sure. Want to do another rock, paper, scissors for it? All right. So this has been another episode of the Dugout podcast. Make sure you do all the fun stuff that people usually say to do after you watch something on YouTube. You like, you share, you subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram at the Dugout _ what is it again?
Podcast.
I don't even know our own Instagram handle. That's really sad.
The Dugout _ podcast.
What he said. Yeah, so you can follow us there. You can also follow us at our individual handles as well. And you can join us next week to see which one of us will be crying hardest.
The boy be crying on here. I say, what you
It's
cry?
true. I want to cry in public. Yeah.
In public, we cry on. Anyway, I will not be crying. I tell you, right, I know what pain is, and this is not really pain.
All right, cool. So join us next week.